Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Morning Rush Friday edition. It's Friday. It's The Cure. I'm in love. Are you in love? Good morning. Today we are talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about a plan. Do we have a plan? Do we have a plan for our life? Proverbs 21:5. We've used a lot of wisdom from Proverbs this week. The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty. Plans of the diligent lead to profit. Peter Swain doesn't like it. We actually, it's funny. Peter Swain and I were in a conversation where a man said, I've never really planned my life, and things have gone pretty well, and I've really enjoyed not planning my life. And that was interesting perspective to contrast with. But let's go over what we talked about this week: faith and divine guidance. We talked about hard work and diligent hands with Kara. We talked about promises, accountability, commitment, management, and resources of wealth. How are we managing our resources, our wealth, our people, our relationships? Advice and counsel. Yesterday we talked about, do we have good counsel in our life? Who is the counsel in our life? And today we're talking about planning. Like, what are we planning? Do you have something planned for the summer, for your business? Is there like a relaunch? Maybe there's a pivot. Maybe there's something brand new that you're planning. I talked to I talked to Jadid pre-show, and I said, Rhea, do you have any plans? And she's got a lot of plans. Jadid, do you want to talk about what your plans are for tomorrow? I think it's a cool, you've got a plan. You've been planning for this, and now tomorrow's the culmination of that planning, and you've got an event. Do you want to share just a little bit about how planning has related to what you're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, and first, D-Rush, I love that you said my name was Rhiannon, and then you corrected yourself, and then you said Rhiannon again. So I guess it's now like Rhiannon, like Janine.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my mind is skipping this morning. Thank you.
It's okay. You never really skip where you're divinely intentionally going. And so I think a lot of it is in the generosity that my interweaving of tomorrow's event, you're right. Like, it's called Magically Authentic Connections. And it's a new way that I want people to start networking. People who have success in their different areas and organizations. Tomorrow, I'm bringing together 22 individuals who are known in their areas, and I want them to practice newly what they would like to facilitate. Like, I've got an extraordinary photographer who is known for what she does right now with amputees, and all she really wants to do is take people on a nature walk, not to have them learn how to capture photos, but to capture the essence. And then one of my co-facilitators, he's known for his healing, although all he really wants to teach people is how to create the mastery of feng shui. And so these different individuals all around Minnesota, I'm having them gather from 6:30 to 9 p.m. tomorrow at my facility here in the A-Mill Artist Lofts to actually exchange something new that they've never done, but they have such a passion for, and to do it in exchange that has people rewrite the way that they're giving, not monetarily, but literally with the value of their own time. And so, yeah, it's been a lot of planning. It's been a lot of excitement, and I'm ready to open it up tomorrow.
Amazing. And Janine, how do you feel about what Rita's doing in the background of her camera right now? Can you see her bouncing up and down? How does that make you feel, Janine?
It makes me gleeful, especially because earlier me and my boyfriend were having a new conversation since we're joining different running groups. And so today I did a 55-minute workout by myself, and I recorded it on the screen, but it closed the camera. So watching Rita actually makes up for all of the gains that I didn't see myself do this morning. Rock on, Rita.
Amazing, amazing. Marja, how are you? Good morning. We had a plan. We were going to have Marja share a little bit more in depth today about what she's up to, what she wants for people in the world, and our plan. Well, it's going to get fulfilled a little bit right now in having Marja share, but I think what we'll do is replan to have Marja come back and share some of the things that she's up to in her world, so that all of us can get the gifts that Marja has to give. But Marja, how do you feel about planning? And sometimes plans don't work out.
I actually love a good plan. And I think we have to look at how we're defining what a plan does for us and to us. I've met a lot of people who make plans and they use it to beat themselves up. They use it to judge themselves. They use it to put themselves down. And so in those cases, a plan is counterintuitive. And I also question people who say I succeed and I don't plan anything, because one, uh, nature abhors a void. And so when there's a void in our life, whether it's in our schedule or in our money, that's why when we get more because uh, it's filling the void with more. And so it's the same with our days. If we're unintentional with our time, it disappears. If we're unintentional with our money, it disappears. That's why you hear a lot of people go, "Oh, I don't know where the day went. What did I accomplish today? What did I get done? I have no idea." And we may be doing the things, but the plan makes it intentional. The plan makes it so that we are directing our life, because we often look at the whole year and go, "Oh, I'm going to plan out the year." Have you planned out your day? Have you planned out your hour? Have you planned out what you're doing right now? So like right now, I'm doing I had a meeting with my team. I planned that, so we all showed up because it was on the plan. We planned what we were going to talk about and what we are going to discuss, what the outcomes were. I also plan to do that during my morning walk. I'm walking right now and getting my exercise in, and so this was all by design. And often, uh, and I think we either get used to living our life by default or we live it by design. Um, and yeah, you may be successful without a plan, but how much more successful would you be if you were doing it deliberately? So that may be how you might want to look at it.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten some clarification from Peter Swade in the chat and Jackie back and forth. And I think planning is good, but don't let it supersede actually taking action. And BHAGs, we got BHAGs in the house. Does anybody know what the acronym BHAG is? I know Peter Swain does. Peter, do you want to just share a little BHAG with us, if you don't mind?
Big, hairy, audacious. Big, hairy, audacious goals.
Big, hairy, audacious goals.
We were on, I think I mentioned this yesterday, we onboarded 15 new members of staff. And I had multiple people saying, you got to slow down, you got to write out the steps, got to do this, got to work out that. And I went, oh, fuck it. We could just employ 15 people. And they're like, but it's not going to work. I'm like, no, I know it's not going to work. But then we have actual data. Then we actually know what isn't working, what is working, where we need to plan, where we need to research, where we need to prioritize. So yeah, let's do some loose steps, but let's get to action as soon as we can so that we're not planning next to hypothetical imaginative problems. We're planning to solve real problems that we've experienced. And this is what I was saying, this is what I was saying. I was about to say this is what Jackie and I was saying, but I can't talk to Jackie. So many people sit and plan and plan and plan, and they work on this hypothetical issue and that hypothetical issue. And you don't even know if those things are actually going to come to pass yet. Like plan next to the things that are going wrong and fix them.
Simple
yeah,
enough.
I absolutely agree with that. It's like, because it's in momentum that we can make the adjustments and make the shift. But if we're just in planning mode and we're not in actual action, we have no data to make adjustments or to figure anything out. And like Peter said, what's working, what's not working. And so momentum and staying in momentum is very, very important, and not busy, but momentum.
Game on. Game on. I love it. Jackie, anything to add in there? It sounds like you've been active in the chat and have some views on plans and taking action and all therein.
You know that 2023 was a year that I could not have imagined the interruptions to what I had planned. And if I had had nothing planned, if I had not been in action, I wouldn't have been in the position to take advantage of what showed up. So action is the critical piece for me, always has been, plus pairing it with a plan, because ready, fire, aim gave me a lot of things to course correct and problems to solve. However, ready, aim, at least a little, fire gives me the right problems to solve, to move me in the direction I want to go. So you got to kind of know where you're going.
I used to have a friend, John, who would say, we make plans and then God laughs. I had another friend that would say all plans are shite, but they are important. So I think this ties in a little bit. Peter Swain, last comment before we go into the breakout room.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say this is a fun fact. You know, old naval ships had 3 barrels in their guns. You know the things I mean? Big naval ships, 3 barrels. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to know why they had 3 barrels, not 2 or 1?
Because only one of 3 would generally fire.
Three
Yeah,
ought to match.
Because first one hit, and a spotter went, you're 10 meters too far to the left, you're 10 meters too long. Second one, shroom. So they could manually adjust, so they could do it at speed. So they didn't want to reload. Then he go, yeah, you're 3 meters too far to the right, and you're 2 meters too early. Third one, hit the point. That was, and it's this analogy for course correcting of saying, okay, it's roughly over there. So that's all I need to know right now. So that's the direction I'm going. This is my momentum. That's the level of my plan. I need 3 barrels, 3 bullets, and a ship. Okay, got it. That's all the planning I need right now. First one, and a spotter. And a spotter. Accountability, coaching. See how great this analogy is? How rich and deep it is? Right, funk, bang, thanks very much. I think that's a great analogy for planning.
Beautiful. Three candidates here. We're going into the breakout rooms, opening the rooms. Question for today is, what are you planning? Do you have a plan for the summer? And maybe what's one takeaway for the week, if you have one? What's something you learned this week? What's a plan? What's a takeaway? See you on the other side.